Good afternoon, everyone. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley here. Disappointed that I can't join you in person in community, but grateful that my sister in service and proud member of Delta Sigma Theta, Counselor Katrina Huff-Lamont, has invited me to say a few words virtually for this critical convening. Again, I'm so appreciative that out of all the places you could have been today, that you made it a priority to be a part of this critical conference combating human trafficking and exploitation. This is a matter of life and death, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you that your efforts have not waned. We all have been around long enough to recognize that so often when an issue dominates the headlines, the budgets follow, and efforts to combat that issue are well resourced at the city, state, and federal level, and captures the attention of community members and elected officials alike. But when issues stop dominating the headlines, resources can dry up and they can become a lesser priority to elected officials and to community members alike. And that's why it's so important that we remain vigilant in this work. I know you all know this. I'm preaching to the choir. But why do I preach to the choir? Because I need the choir to sing, to continue to sing about this critical issue, which is quite simply a matter of life and death. Certainly can't do this work alone, and so I'm grateful to the incredible panelists that have come together today. I thank Detective Tuitt. I thank the entire Randolph Police Department, Dr. Patricia Jackson, the Brockton Area NAACP, of course, Representative Du Bois, and Audrey Morrison, and the incredible team at My Life, My Choice. It's an honor to share the space on the program with these people who literally save lives each and every day. Long before I was elected to Congress, I served as an at-large member on the Boston City Council for 8 years, having established the first standing policy committee, the Committee on Healthy Women, Families, and Communities, which named the issue of human trafficking specifically as something that needed to be addressed in order for us to have healthy communities. And when I first took these issues on, I was told by many that this was not the work of municipal government, and perhaps I should go and run a nonprofit. But folks like My Life, My Choice knew then that we all have a role to play, not only a role, but a responsibility in addressing the unique disparities in health, wellness, and well-being that women and girls face. Things that threaten systemic challenges, the underbelly of our society, which threaten the safety, development, and well-being of our girls. And as an elected official who herself is a survivor of a near decade of childhood sexual abuse and also campus sexual assault as an adult, I know we have to center the humanity and dignity of our survivors. It was My Life, My Choice that taught me how important it is that these efforts are survivor-driven and led. That's why I say that the people closest to the pain should be closest to the power, driving and informing the policy making. So often, survivors end up being exploited instead of empowered. And so I'm so grateful to each and every one of you that you know how important it is that we are prioritizing supportive services for survivors and focusing our law enforcement efforts on traffickers exploiting young people in our communities. I know the partners around this table today bring the experience, the expertise, and most importantly, the empathy that is necessary to disrupt cycles of violence and exploitation and create pathways to healing for survivors. Not too long ago, I was watching the movie Till, about Emmett Till. Really, it was about his mother, Mamie Till. And at one point in the film, she says, "What happens to one of us had better be the business of all of us." Well, I certainly agree, and I know you do too. We all have a role to play in this fight. And I look forward to standing shoulder to shoulder with you, continuing to do this work in pursuit of justice for our communities, to ensure that we leave no one behind.